Don't you worry, the clip's about to begin, but don't forget to subscribe. Or else, don't make me turn this website around.
But the last caller for today before we get to Super Chats is Jake in California. How are you, Jake?
I'm doing well. First of all, Matt, I just want to say I've been an atheist since the age of reason. I've watched a lot of your content, and I just want to say thank you for everything you do. Dr. Angie.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything that you do, especially right now. So I actually had two questions, one for both of you and then one specifically for Dr. Angie.
Okay.
Recently, I had a birthday, and I'm kind of pushing 40 now, and I've always kind of had a healthy fear of being unalive. And I am I'm coming to terms with that. But then another thought that came into my head was the idea that once I'm gone, eventually, like a million years down the line, I'm going to be completely forgotten, and it'll be as if I never existed. How do you guys deal with that concept or that thought? And then also for Dr. Angie, given the prevalence of so much misinformation that's on the internet, how would you, given unlimited resources, try to dispel all of that misinformation out there, specifically for the 18+ crowd?
Woo! You don't ask half questions, do you? So with respect to your first question, the world was around for 52 years before I was born. And it will go on long after I'm gone. And all I feel like I can do is to do the best I can for humanity and leave a legacy the best I can. And when I'm forgotten, I'm forgotten. So, my molecule will go on into the universe.
And on the death question, this whole thing of eventually there'll be nothing left of me and nothing remembered, that's true. And I won't be any worse off than anybody else because there won't be anything left of them or any memory of them. It's the terrifying thing is, and this is the way you phrased it, you talked about a fear of being unalive. And if we just look at that phrase, there's no such thing as being unalive. You are not experiencing what it's like to be unalive. You just are, you're either alive or you are not. And I don't mean you're alive or you're not alive. I mean, you're either alive or you are not. There is no being unalive.
Yeah. It's like that philosopher said, you and death are never in the same room at the same time.
At least not for very long.
Yeah.
At least not for very long. Now you had a second question that was for Dr. Angie, and I apologize. I don't recall it.
Oh, just given the sheer amount of misinformation and, based on the other callers that you've had tonight, given unlimited resources, how would you go about dispelling that misinformation, specifically for the 18+ crowd?
Well, and I don't think you can just start at that age. I think it's something that you have to start very early with critical thinking. And even people who are diehard critical thinkers still miss that stuff. Like I'm guilty. Matt's seen it, where I'll post something that I didn't verify, and I just because I believed it, and I'm kind of, that's what I do, and I'm Facebook friends with David Mickelson from Snopes, and sometimes he'll post a link to his page, and I'm like, okay, number one, I love that you did that, and number
that's
two,
a handy friend to have.
I know, right? And I'm sort of embarrassed that I let it slip through, but at the same time, I'm kind of digging that that's the guy that corrected me. And I absolutely want, as I take Matt's phrase, I want to believe as many true things as are possible and as few false things as are possible. And it's imperfect. I just try. Now, not everyone has that as their goal. Believing, living in a rational and evidence-based way is not something that everyone wants to do. And I don't care how many resources you have, you can't shake them from that if they are not interested. But I think it doesn't start over 18. I think it starts when you're growing. I think it starts very, very young.
Yeah, I think if you wait till 18, it's too late. In some cases, I mean, not in every case, but yeah. Hopefully that's helpful, Jake. What you can do and what everybody else can do. Run for school boards and city councils in your area that are making decisions about what is being taught in schools, because that is where real stuff happens. And when you have a state like Texas that is a single adoption state, when Texas picks out its school books, they don't just go to the millions of kids in Texas. They go to other states too, because other states say, hey, if it's good enough for Texas and all their kids, why should we pay to do all the work that they did? So we'll just go with their textbooks. We need people running for office. We need people on state boards of education, on school boards, on city councils, where real world decisions are being made about what kids learn.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
Thanks for the call, Jake. You're gonna drop me like a bad habit?
Watching your content, it wouldn't feel right.
All right. In that case, bye.
Bye.
Which is often more than I would say.
Hey, thanks for checking out this clip for The Line. While you're here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and then share this with that bitter uncle of yours who loves talking about the good old days.